Thank you for joining us. Presented by our partners, 5-Star Escrow and First American Title, you're listening to Real Talk San Diego, bringing you the business of life in America's finest city. I'm your host, Lynette Braun, luxury and investment realtor with Coldwell Banker Rancho Santa Fe. Today I have a very special guest in studio, Sandy Cole. And Sandy is a licensed massage therapist, a holistic health practitioner, and owner of Essence Discovery Center. Thanks for being here today, Sandy.
Thank you for having me.
So let me just introduce you really quick. Sandy treats her clients through a process where they actually see results in their daily lives. I mean, look, we all feel better after getting a massage, but what kind of results are we really talking about here? Well, emotional pain or upset can often manifest itself in the physical body, and that really disrupts our ability to think clearly and live peacefully. So treatments like what Sandy offers, like massage and acupuncture, they're ancient medicine, and they go so far beyond just helping you feel relaxed. So caring for yourself in this way actually affects the way you think and therefore the quality of your life. I'm also talking to Sandy today about what wellness really means and how she's bringing people in the community together. So it's going to be a great show. Thanks again for joining me, Sandy.
Thanks.
So wellness is a kind of a vague term for a lot of people,
Yes.
isn't it? And what I consider wellness, and you can let me know if you agree with me or not, wellness is really an active process. It's not something where you're treating your doctor like a repair shop, and that it's a process of becoming more aware of making choices and living a more healthy and fulfilling life. Is that something that you found to be a relative definition?
Yes, absolutely. I think it's really important that the clients of mine and of practitioners, they take ownership of their bodies, their minds, and what they're putting into their bodies. Because it's so important to be aware of all those things, because it does mess up the mind, and it messes the body up, and it can really just put you in these moods that are just not the best and make you unproductive.
And sometimes you don't even know what those, you just feel like, gosh, I'm in a funk.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can attest to that for sure. I mean, I had, and don't judge me, but I had Jack in the Box just recently because I was craving curly fries. I just had to have them. And my boyfriend's
Were
like,
they good?
oh my God, they were so good. So good. So I try not to eat those, and both my boyfriend and I had bad dreams that night.
Did you?
Like really, really bad dreams.
And do you test that to the fried food?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've had fried chicken. Fried chicken doesn't really do that to me, but it's definitely that fried food that you don't really know what it is.
Right. The mystery of the oil.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's really important to include wellness into our lives, for sure.
And what I was thinking too is that wellness is so much more than just about nutrition.
Yes.
And I was actually reading this article that talks about the 7 different dimensions of wellness. So I just want to know what you thought about this. What I'll just briefly list them, and then we can kind of go back and talk about each one.
Sure.
But they outline social wellness, emotional wellness, spiritual, environmental, occupational, intellectual, and physical. So some of those, maybe not right off the bat, are things people think of when they think of wellness. For example, environmental. And the example in the article of environmental wellness is the ability to recognize our own responsibility for the quality of our air, the water, the land that surrounds us, and the ability to make a positive impact on the quality of our environment, be it our homes, our communities, or our planet. And that contributes to environmental wellness.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I just recently had a little meetup, and it was about making our own cleaning products.
Okay.
So you don't really realize what is actually in our products that you just clean with. I mean, we're breathing in formaldehyde. I mean, come on. We're not dead yet.
And we trust these companies that we know as familiar brands that they're doing what's in our best interest, when in reality is that's not the case.
Yeah.
In fact, I just read an article this morning that the FDA finally admitted to having arsenic in chicken. I mean, they found in over half of the livers that were tested of the chickens, they found arsenic.
That's insane.
And I didn't take that seriously until I actually got sick myself. I was training for a figure competition in 2011, and I knew that eating organic was probably better for me logically, but you go to the grocery store and you're a mom and you're thinking, oh, this is twice as much. How bad could it really be for me?
Yeah.
And then I would eat a lot more meat than people normally would. I would eat 5 to 6 times a day. I'd have protein at every meal. A lot of that was factory farmed meat.
Yeah.
And so what happened is that when I would train, I would feel great when I was training for a competition. I put on muscle easily. My body was functioning well, or at least I thought. And then when I would stop training for a competition, I'd actually get really sick. And what would happen is that I was eating so much of the chicken that my body was taking in antibiotics, hormones, chemicals. And so I had to go through a process to kind of figure that out and eliminate that out of my life. But I feel fortunate that I had that awareness.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't have that awareness.
Yeah, exactly. Going on to the cleaning products,
right.
I had to stop using Pine Sol.
Okay.
Because I would get a really, really bad headache, and then I got really, really nauseous to where it knocked me down for half a day.
Wow.
And I was just like, what is this coming from? I didn't know at first, and I was like, that's it. And so I started using Dr. Bronner's soap, put real lemon in that soap, and wash my floors with that versus the Pine Sol. And no headaches, I don't feel nauseous, it's all natural. So yeah, it's insane what is actually out there that we put in our bodies and just have around our bodies, because I didn't drink the Pine Sol.
Right.
I was just breathing it in.
Right. It's kind of terrifying when you think about it that way. So I'm really happy to see that there's a big movement towards organic, towards permaculture, towards sustainability, towards interest in people who are in their 30s that want to make their own soap because they're tired of things the way that they are.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, I love it. And it's fun. It's super fun. I mean, we were just talking about I've started a vegetable garden at home.
Yeah.
And I'm relatively successful so far. Everything's still alive. It's been a few weeks. I don't know what that means. I have my first little pepper. But there are a lot of people who are starting to become interested in yoga and meditation and journaling and all of these different aspects of wellness.
Yeah.
And how do you see that with your business? Or do you see more people who are starting to want to go down that process of learning?
Yeah, I think so. And I'm a different type of wellness center. I'm trying to create a community that people can come to and relate with others that are going through the same process, who do journal, because not everybody journals and really understands what journaling can actually do to you. It like clears the mind, and which is really important, because if your mind is chaotic, then...
So do you journal every day? Is that part of your practice?
It's not every day, but it's definitely on at least every other day or so. Okay. Because I do a lot of visualizations, and then I do what I like to call, I'm talking to myself.
I always think there's two selves in me. It seems like there's a conversation going on in there. I'm not sure who it's with, but...
I think I have about 5 people in there.
Okay. Well, you have more of a party going on than I do, I guess.
Yeah, actually I do party a lot. So.
You're so cute. I love it.
So yeah, and I draw, I draw pictures, just, whatever comes to my mind that just helps calm that chaoticness that's in there, because, our lives today are just so chaotic, we forget to just be in the moment.
Yeah. I mean, that's something that, fortunately, I have my yoga practice and meditation practice every morning. But journaling is new for me. I've been trying to get into the habit of the last few months, but I definitely see the value in it. I started using a website, it's like $5 a month. It's called 750words.com. And that's really helped me because I'm a goal-oriented person. So journaling or creative things can sometimes feel drifty to me if there's no end game.
Yeah.
So 750 words, the idea is that that's the amount of writing that it takes to reach a deeper stream of consciousness.
Yeah.
So, and I find that it's true. I mean, I get to about 350 words. I'm like, oh, God, how much more? I want to get over and get on with my day. And then I get somewhere over that halfway point, and there's a click or something that happens where I'm talking about things that are more meaningful, not just my grocery list and my mail and my stress and what my sister said to me and blah, 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 blah. It's what are my goals for my life?
Yeah.
How do I perceive that person's pain? How can I help this person? So there's that. Journaling has helped me formulate those ideas.
Yes.
Now, do you find that you use journaling for business as well?
I use it a lot for business.
Okay.
A lot. I mean, it's because I should be a professional planner versus.
Well, being a business owner, you kind of have to
Yeah.
have your head screwed on straight, or else things get crazy fast.
Yeah, you start to explode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's happened to me about 5 times. So, but yeah, I think journaling about your business, and I like to actually mix the two, because the business is, I'd say, well, I'm going to put numbers out there. These numbers mean nothing, of course. But I think owning a business is 10% actual work and 90% mental.
Yeah. I mean, it's mentally managing your energy and your attention.
Yeah.
And then there's like the 80-20 rule. They say 20% of the agents do 80% of the business, and that's the Pareto principle, and that applies in a lot of different situations where it's really only a small amount of the actual task that you're doing, but the thinking about the task is so big that that's what drains you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the things that go in my head, I'm just like, oh my God.
You got to put it somewhere.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And that all relates to emotional wellness, which is another thing on the list. And
Absolutely.
That's something that you experienced through going through or massage school.
Yeah.
And can you tell us a little bit about how emotional wellness relates to the physical?
Sure. So when I was in massage school, I mean, you're getting massage every single day. And a lot of people don't realize, when you're being touched, you're activating, these emotions and that the muscles have and the body have. Just kind of stored in there. And when I was getting massaged every single day, everything came out. I mean, self-esteem issues. Actually, it was all self-esteem issues. And
now, when you say came out, tell us a little bit about what that means for people. Because most people, if they imagine getting a massage, and this is something I understand in my yoga practice because I've had spiritual experiences, I work out emotional things, I get that. But a lot of people might not know what you mean by relating self-esteem to massage.
So as I'm getting touched in one certain area, certain emotions just start to come into my head.
Okay.
And that self-talk starts to come into the head.
Okay.
And then I start crying.
Okay.
And that crying could be, any emotion at that time and moment. It could be everything coming out. And then your mind starts to think about, what have I done in my life? What am I doing now? What am I going to do in the future? Kind of thing. And that's where I went, was, holy moly, I'm over 30. What am I doing with myself? Why am I in massage school?
Right.
Why do I want to touch people?
Then you start beating yourself up, or at least I think that's the beginning of a journey.
Yeah.
You're really just kind of knocking on the door and trying to figure stuff out.
Yeah.
And once you go inside and you do that work, there's an incredible, it's like, for me, people who, they have to hear me, I don't want to preach about yoga, but it's impacted me so much that I want to tell people, look, you're living in 2D and there's a 3D world out there, sweetheart.
I think it's even more than 3D.
Well, I mean, in our limited paradigm of what we can explain and experience.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree, and I think having a support system while you're going through that is really important. It's also what I experienced when I was in massage school. If I didn't have that support system while I'm crying on the table,
right,
then I would have quit a long time ago.
So you go through the same training with the same group of people, and you kind of develop a bond with them.
Yeah. And with being in acupuncture school, I have a cohort. I would have quit acupuncture school in the first quarter if I didn't have my cohort. I love them all. They're like...
Well, it perfectly touches on social wellness, which was another aspect. And social wellness is the ability to relate and connect with other people. And that's establishing and maintaining positive relationships with family, friends, and coworkers.
Yes, absolutely. I think it is so important to have that family around you. I'm in, I haven't been to jiu-jitsu in a long time, but I'll go back.
You do jiu-jitsu?
Yeah.
My sons have just started the last few months, and I love watching them. I mean, it's just so fun. So how long ago did you start that?
I started it, I don't know, I think February or March, something like that. One of my clients introduced it to me, and
that's right. We were talking about that at coffee, because that's kind of your thing. We were talking about yoga, and that's your meditation time is jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I have yet to go. I will come back, don't worry.
Well, next time you go, let me know, and I will go with you. We'll do it together.
Oh, yes, that'd be fantastic.
But then I have to drag you to a yoga class. That's the payoff.
Okay,
is
that's
that cool?
fine.
Okay.
Yeah, well, the jiu-jitsu is at like 6:30 in the morning, so...
I get up at 3.
Okay, awesome.
My day's half over by then.
Perfect. Yeah, so I barely have started there, right, and am already a part of their family. It's just, it's awesome. It's such a warming feeling. My cohort at PCOM, or Pacific College of Oriental Medicine, my cohort, I mean, it seems like we've been together for, I don't know, like 10 lives before or something. There was one day where I was stressing out so much, and we have this line, so we kind of chatted with each other online, and I was like, I'm not going to school. And, and all of them, they all said, no, come, and I get there, and I was like, ugh. And one, her name's Valeria, she brought me a little gift.
Oh, how sweet.
I got a bunch of hugs. And
so you really need that community to kind of keep you going. That's really important.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it's another component of wellness. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Real Talk San Diego on AM 1700. I'm your host, Lynette Braun, luxury and investment realtor with Coldwell Banker Rancho Santa Fe. And don't go anywhere. We're going to be back with Sandy Cole of Discovery Essence Center Essence Discovery Center right after this. Real Talk San Diego, AM 1700. Listening to Real Talk San Diego on ESPN 1700. I'm your host, Lynette Braun, realtor with Coldwell Banker Rancho Santa Fe. I'm joined in studio today with Sandy Cole of Essence Discovery Center. I got it right this time. Thanks for joining me, Sandy. I'm having a great time in studio with you today. So, namaste. So tell us a little bit about how you got started with Essence Discovery Center.
Well, so I have a neighbor, and we had this vision of starting a wellness center. She had a wellness center in Cairo, Egypt, of all places. Wow. I know, crazy.
Is that where she was from?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I had, my vision of starting a wellness center. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna start it one of these days.
Sure.
And she comes along and says, let's start this. And I was like, oh.
Scary.
And so I wouldn't have started this without her. I give her a lot of credit for where I'm at right now. I love you, Rhonda.
Aww.
And and she was like, well, I want to get a space on the ocean. I was like, no, that's not going to happen.
So you've really increased your ability to have a bigger vision because of this.
Yes, absolutely. And magically, somehow the universe gave us space on the ocean. Mm-hmm. And
which I love. We just had our wink party there.
Yes.
It was great for our 5-year batch.
It was awesome. And we just started, building the programs. Now, where we're at right now is she's decided to go with, continue her training with Dale Carnegie. And then obviously I'm keeping the space and continuing the vision. She's still there with me, but it's just she's out there. And so with the Wellness Center, I've been starting off with massage first. So my massage practice is called Essential Body Therapy. So I do all of my massage there. And now we're creating some programs that are going to incorporate all wellness.
Okay. So
yoga, physical therapy, more massage, energy work, and whatever else the universe says that we need to have in these packages.
Okay.
And the goal is to really focus on workshops, retreats, and really gathering people and creating a community. I'm really trying to mimic what I experienced in massage school, which was support, love, openness, and encouragement. So I want to create that with Essence Discovery, and just love everybody.
Oh. I was going to ask you what sets you apart from your competition, but I think you just squashed that one. We love that you're spreading the love. So tell us a little bit about who your ideal client would be. I mean, obviously there's a lot of yoga studios. There's a lot of different avenues out there for people to start exploring the 7 different dimensions of wellness.
Yeah.
Who do you, I mean, you want to take everyone in, but who are you targeting? Who are you looking for? Who's your ideal client?
People who are in pain.
Okay.
Both physically and mentally. So physically, obviously, you're going to experience physical therapy, massage, acupuncture, and both of them are very, very related, because if you're mentally in pain, then you're going to be physically in pain. Everything is connected. And then when we're talking about mentally in pain, then you're going to add in meditation, energy work, self-awareness workshops and things like that. and then of course the community itself. So, did I answer your question?
Yeah, and I think the fact that you added the community itself as part of what's important about the wellness center.
Yes.
It's not you just come and get what you need and leave.
Right.
You have a responsibility in a way to contribute those gifts back to other people around you that are also in need. I feel
Yes.
that way. But you benefit from the people in the community just as much as you benefit from your practitioner.
Yes, exactly. And this is also a community for practitioners also, because us practitioners, we all work very, 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 very individually, and I want to bring us together and help people together. And yes, there are wellness centers out there that have practitioners in together, but they're all in separate rooms.
Right.
Whereas I have 2 spaces, and that's it. It's a tiny.
You better feel the love.
Exactly. So I really want practitioners to embrace this vision of coming together and really, really putting forth some amazing energy to help heal not just the clients but themselves also, which can also heal the world at the same time. So.
That's beautiful. And where do you see the future of Essence Discovery going? I mean, it sounds like you have so many plans and things are going to grow so fast. But I know there's a lot of people out there, I deal with a lot of entrepreneurs and executives that really are so committed to their business. If you're working 50, 60 hours a week, a lot of time you're not putting in the time that self-discovery requires. How do you reach those people, and what would your suggestion be if I was going to meet someone in the community that I felt needed your services? How can I recommend or how can I encourage them to see you if they're a busy executive?
I think it's kind of a hard question to answer, only because it's up to you to really take responsibility to want to be treated. Because I can put out so many ads and say, hey, come here and get healed.
Right.
Well, unless it's not in your mind that you want to get healed, then I can't help you.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. So I want people to come that want to heal and feel better about themselves and just really take ownership of what they need, want, or feel they need to do.
Now, you're a holistic health practitioner and a California licensed massage therapist, and you're also going to acupuncture school.
Yeah.
So what do you think prepared you for that, or how did you start to come down this path in terms of this is the career I'm going to choose now?
It was the lack of what I experienced in the previous jobs that I had.
Okay.
And that was having no support. Saying, well, this is how it is, too bad, bye-bye.
My way or the highway, baby.
My way or the highway. And I used to be like that too. I'm just like, no, it's my way. This is how it's got to be. But in reality, it doesn't need to be like that. It's just as I like to say, just go with the flow, man.
Just allow, and the universe will bring it to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds, for some people who don't have a spiritual or a meditative practice, it sounds like, what are you going to start rubbing crystals next?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? You don't know until you experience the feelings for yourself and you see the result of it in your life.
Yep. Don't knock it until you
Don't
try it.
knock it until you tried it. That's right. So my mom says about Brussels sprouts.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So you're now the owner of the company. Tell us
Yes.
a little bit about how the business is structured. You're going to have all different types of practitioners. Now, are they going to share the space, or do you plan on having a program where you can go out and meet people in the community?
It's going to be a mixture.
Okay.
So the main part is going to be workshops, retreats, and gatherings. Gatherings would be like potlucks and things like that. Just gathering people. Workshops are going to be educational, talking about how to eat clean, how to make cleaning products on your own, things like that. And then the retreats obviously are going to be more of like full immersion into wellness, and, experiencing the modalities, acupuncture, massage therapy, energy work, yada yada yada. So
if we're going to find out about how to get started with one of those events or gatherings, where would we find about Essence Discovery Center?
we would go. You would go to...
All of us would go.
All would,
yeah,
yes,
there is a week because I want everyone to do it.
You go to essencediscovery.com, And right now I've got a painting class called Creative Sanctuary Summer Art Series, which meditation within the arts. So you're going to be painting class, going to painting classes. Excuse me, my goodness. And then I have self-care programs going up right now as well too. So there's an ever-changing schedule of events that are going to be happening.
Sounds great. Well, I'm excited for the art one, but unfortunately, if I wanted to go this weekend, I can't, can I?
Nope, because it is sold out.
Bummer. Well, then I guess I better hurry up and buy tickets for the next one, shouldn't I?
Yes, and that one is June 28th. And we're painting what Art Beat is who I partnered with. We're painting a thing called Root Tree. So it's the theme is the root chakra, and which is a lot of red coloring. So it's
and the root chakra is also supposed to be located like at the very base of your spine,
yes.
like your tailbone. And what is the root chakra? It's an energy center or point in your body along one of the 7 chakras that go along your spine,
yes.
for people who don't know. And the root chakra represents what? Because it's at the base of your spine.
It's going to be rooting yourself to the earth, balancing yourself, grounding yourself. So it's like the very beginning of your journey into your energy, basically.
Sounds like a very interesting class.
Yeah.
And then you work your way up the rest of the chakras.
Yep.
Ideally, everyone represents something else. So that's a good place to start that journey, is at the very beginning.
Yeah, exactly.
Wonderful. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk more with Sandy Cole of Essence Discovery Center. You're listening to Real Talk San Diego on ESPN 1700. I'm your host, Lynette Braun, Luxury and Investment Realtor. If you or someone you know wants to buy, sell, rent, or invest, you can get in touch with me by going to LynetteBraun.com. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Real Talk San Diego on ESPN 1700. And welcome back. You're listening to Real Talk San Diego on ESPN 1700. I'm your host, Lynette Braun, Luxury and Investment Realtor with Coldwell Banker Rancho Santa Fe. If you know of anyone that wants to buy, sell, rent, or invest, you can get in touch with me at LynetteBraun.com. You can also send me a message on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Google+, bat signal, smoke signal, pigeon, carrier pigeon. Or at 619-402-3362. I'm in studio today with Sandy Cole of Essence Discovery Center, and we are having way too much fun.
That's right.
Yep. Thanks for being here, Sandy. So we've been talking about wellness and the Essence Discovery Center and how people can have a more comprehensive view of wellness. And we talked about some of the projects that you have coming up with the art and things like that. What type of community events do you do to kind of bring people together? I know we just had the WINK, or Women Incorporated, 5-year anniversary party at Essence Discovery Center.
Yes.
Which is gorgeous. It was right on the ocean. It was a wonderful mixer. We had vendors come, food. It was a great success.
Yeah, I mean, there was over 100 people there. It was insane.
Yeah, that was great. And tickets were, I think, $25 a person. So I mean, it was a good event.
Yeah.
So what other types of community events do you do outside of kind of the workshops and things like that?
I have a meetup called Women's Wellness Elevation.
Okay.
And it's geared towards women, but I feel kind of bad leaving the guys out.
Well, hey, there's a niche for everybody, right?
Yeah.
Guys can go, I don't know, watch football or something.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. In that group, I focus on how to eat clean, and we made our own cleaning products. Like I said, I'm supposed to put on the calendar how to make your own beauty products, but I've just got too many people scheduled on the schedule now. So
how do you juggle all of that between your actual massage clients, doing everything you do for Essence Discovery Center, and then putting on your classes and your community events, and then you've also got to do marketing and all that stuff? What's your normal schedule like? How do you balance that as a business owner?
Meditate.
Don't hate, meditate.
and time management.
Okay.
It's probably one of my biggest pet peeves is people always say, I don't have time for this. No.
I'm guilty of that. And you know what? It wasn't until I started being aware of what that actually means.
Yeah.
And when I say that to someone, I'm saying you're not a priority to me.
Exactly.
It's not that I have time, or if you can phrase that in a better way to say, well, now I'll say, well, my calendar is full right now.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't have time. I have previous commitments.
Exactly.
Because I think that's a different way of phrasing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it got hammered into my head when I used to work at this company, and in Vegas, and I mean, he made us buy time journals, and we had to hold them like they were our Bibles.
Maybe you have something to teach me.
Because I try to write down, look, you're not allowed to nod. Shut up. I try to write down what I do during the day, and that lasts until about noon.
Yeah, I know. Well, and that's
So
okay.
how do you stay consistent?
I'm a list person too. I write my list out, and my schedule doesn't always go the way I want it to, because sometimes I'm just like, no, don't want to do that right now.
Right.
Social media just is time consuming sometimes.
Maybe later.
Yeah, just want to come over here and sip on some tea. When you write that list out of what you need to do, and then and you've got that in front of you. I have a whiteboard. I put it up on a whiteboard, and I'm a very visual person. So if it's not in front of my face, it's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Or if it's not in my calendar, it's not going to happen. So
really scheduling,
writing lists. I constantly check my calendar, because once it's in my calendar, I forget about it completely.
And you use like a Gmail type of calendar
Yeah,
system?
it's very simple on your iPhone. Very, very simple.
Okay.
It's just right there. It can text you whatever you need it to do.
So what are some of the obstacles that you found in time management, and how did you overcome them?
I've double booked.
That happens. And how did you kind of ease your way out of that situation?
Well, thankfully, I had some of my clients are just like amazing. I have really good regular clients, and they completely understood. So I'm really honest with where I'm like, sorry, I did not mean to do that to you, but happens. I'm not perfect. And that just tells me, hey, you're not taking care of your mind, obviously, because it's very clouded, and for you to double book yourself, you're not drinking water, you're not calming your chaotic mind down, and you're not taking care of your body.
So that's a learning experience.
Oh my God, every single time something where I'm just like, oh crap, I gotta reschedule this. Thankfully now I'm catching things a lot faster, because I'm really trying to take care of my body. So.
And that, for me, it sounds so simple, like, oh yeah, you write a task list of things you're going to do for the day, duh. But if I do that at the end of the day when I'm closing up my business, I have such a sense of peace through the evening, into the night, into the morning, that there's not something lingering I forgot about. I mean, it happens. I can't get back to everybody, through the course of the day. There's a lot of people that I feel terrible on a lot of times at night, even if it's not something that they needed from me, like they were interested in coming on the show, or they wanted to talk about buying a house 2 years from now, and I never emailed them back. I'm thinking about those things late at night.
Oh, me too.
But when I sit down at the end of the day, and there's my actual responsibilities, not just my mental anxiety, and I write that down. Okay, who am I going to call tomorrow?
Yep.
What time am I going to call them?
Yep.
How many handwritten notes am I going to send? How long is it going to take me? And then I'm done with it. I shut it down. Now, I'm not that good at it, but because sometimes I get to 10 o'clock, I'm like, oh, I guess I should have shut down a while ago.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I do the same thing, and then sometimes there's times where I'm just like, I got to answer this person now, and it's like 11 o'clock at night, or it's 5:30 in the morning, or something like that. Sometimes.
Do you struggle with setting boundaries with your clients?
No.
If anything, you want them to feel more connected to you.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, I have every single thing. If you can't get a hold of me, it's because I've unplugged, or I'm sleeping, or I'm taking a shower.
So you're pretty responsive to your clients.
Yes, I've got email. I've got 3 emails. I've got Facebook. I've got Instagram, 2 Instagrams, 2 phones.
And do you find that avenue of communication is better for you because the type of business that you're in terms of people have a kind of emotional and physical immediate needs?
Yes. Yeah, I think it's really important to be there. And I've had many clients say it's so easy to get a hold of you, because unfortunately, my fellow massage therapists, it's really hard for them to call people back, I guess. I'm not sure. It's kind of confusing when I hear that.
Do you think
That's a common theme in the industry?
Unfortunately, yeah.
And I wonder, do you think it's because if someone's more in touch with their maybe creative or healing or kind of emotional side, that they may not be as strong in business or organization and marketing, or do you think that they can have both sides?
Unfortunately, we're not taught how to be an entrepreneur in massage school.
Yeah, that's a good point.
We got 30 hours, and I just hung on to my mentor that was teaching teaching us that class, and I held on to him, and he's been mentoring me for I don't know how long now. I think over 2 years, 3 years.
Well, it seems to be working because business is booming, baby.
Well, I mean, I have more than just one mentor. I've got my massage business mentor, Yvonne. I've got a mentor who's Clark, and then I've got Kathy Selman as a business coach, and then I have.
And we love you, Kathy. She sent me. I just want to say, her and Gina sent me the nicest text message yesterday. They know that I've been working myself into the ground a little bit lately, so I've been.
Massage, man.
Well, I know. I'm saying I'm working on it. I'm actually trying, and I told them I'm trying to consciously slow down a little bit and just not push myself so hard. So they sent me a really nice text message yesterday. That was the two of them in the car, and it was a video message, and they said, "Lynette, we love you. We're thinking about you." So I just want to say thank you, Kathy. That totally made my day.
I love those two. They're awesome.
And what a great coach Kathy is.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
KickingItWithKathy.com if you're looking for a business coach. There you go. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to hear more from Sandy Cole of Essence Discovery Center. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Real Talk San Diego. You're listening to Real Talk San Diego on ESPN 1700. I'm your host, Lynette Braun, luxury and investment realtor with Coldwell Banker Rancho Santa Fe. If you know of someone that wants to buy, sell, rent, or invest, you can get a hold of me at LynetteBraun.com. I'm joined in studio today with Sandy Cole of Essence Discovery Center. Thanks for joining me, Sandy.
Thank you.
I've had a great time in studio today with you. It's not the first time you've been on the radio, right? You were telling me about, do I not want to mention it, your Vegas stint? Or what happens in Vegas stays on the air in Vegas.
Yeah, I think, yeah. Yeah, that was a little part of my life.
You have some radio experience, maybe not some that we want people Googling you over. No.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, gosh, I don't even know if any of that stuff is up anymore. But yeah, it was. I was DJ S.
DJ S. What?
And I was the disc jockey, so I was the one that found the music and would find the bands.
And this was for an internet radio show that you did in Vegas a few years ago.
The Wake Up Show, and we just.
It wasn't high quality content, as we were saying. Not saying that I offer that here either. I mean, you're awesome, but not everything that comes out of my mouth is.
Yeah, I mean, it was not my, best days of my life, but we would just kind of talk about people, not.
And it's funny how that journey through wellness kind of evolves you past a certain level of thinking, just in terms of how you interact with other people, and you can kind of look back on for me, my own creepy behavior and think, geez, ew.
Sure.
But that's the path that wellness takes you on. It doesn't just heal your physical body. It doesn't just make you feel better. You actually are a better human being.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. I mean, it's since massage school, it completely changed my life. Completely. I was drinking a lot.
So was it difficult to transition over? Did you have to go through like a cleansing kind of?
Yeah, and that cleansing was more than just a healthy cleanse. It was like a total mind, body, spirit cleanse, and that's what massage school did for me, was that total mind, body, spirit cleanse. Because we were drinking alcohol every single day. That is not good for you.
Your body just can't recover. There's no way.
No. There was a point where I was walking around with whiskey in my hand like the whole entire day.
Wow.
And I'm so happy that I'm not in that state anymore.
Right. And that you have the ability to share that with other people.
Yeah, and because if you are in this realm of like, I gotta do something with my life, just taking that little tiny step of even just getting a massage once every year, once every 3 months, it can really help you transition out of that.
I think for me, one of the most important things I've learned about wellness is that it requires momentum.
Yes.
It's not you do it here and you drop off, you do it there and you drop off. I got benefit when I was practicing yoga occasionally, or when I would go once a week. Yeah, I felt better, I was a little more flexible, my body didn't hurt so much, but my life did not change until I practiced every single day. And that's the continuity and the momentum that builds me up into more spiritual practices, learning about organic nutrition and permaculture, and those are that requires momentum though. So a lot of people will see such a big task like wellness or massage, even committing to massage can be, well, I'm spending money on myself. That's like a luxury. You know, you just want to shake someone.
Yeah, exactly. Massage
it is a
not
therapy.
just a luxury. It is a health benefit for sure.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and so when people are thinking about taking that first step or going towards that journey, what do you recommend? How do they go about it? I mean, getting in touch with you, obviously. What are some resources, or how did you start getting interested in wellness?
Internet.
Yeah, just looking up.
Really simply. Yeah, looking up, like, say, for example, you've got a condition within your body.
But you don't go to WebMD, because then you will have cancer. Or blue fingernails or something.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
Right? If you look up your symptoms on the internet, you will get scary results.
It really is, unfortunately.
So I think maybe what's better is to look up the modality that you might be most interested in that you know is healing.
Yeah.
And that could be massage, it could be acupuncture, it could be yoga, it could be meditation, journaling. I mean, there's so many different avenues out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And it doesn't really need to be where you're actually doing research on something. You could just, a tip from just writing down a sentence here and there saying, this is, everything is in place. I am going to be a success. And it could be really that simple.
So affirmations are something that you use as well.
I use that so much. Like I've had conversations with myself in the mirror.
That's great. I mean, somebody's got to talk to me.
I know, right? Somebody's going to talk me down off the ledge, right?
How do you think affirmations have impacted you? Because a lot of people will think of affirmations, like I know Tony Robbins has a clip of one of his seminars where people think of affirmations like there's weeds in your garden and you just close your eyes and you say there are no weeds, there are no weeds, there are no weeds, and then when you open your eyes the weeds are still there. So a lot of people think of affirmations as something that you're just kind of trying to convince yourself of. How do you feel affirmations have actually helped you change your mindset?
I think that's a misconception of that it's you're trying to change a visual thing. When it comes to affirmations, it's really changing the thought process and changing your words. So it's instead of saying I can't do this because of whatever, instead saying I'm able to do this because I am awesome.
Or this is just something I haven't learned how to do yet. Yeah,
I'm not perfect. Actually, you want to keep the not out of there.
Or maybe keep the perfect out of there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so simple. Your wellness regimen can be the simplest thing.
So what do you recommend as a starting regimen for people? When you say regimen, for me, I know what that means because every morning I get up at 3. I journal, I meditate, I do yoga, I pray. That's my time to push the reset button on my mind so that I can go out into the world and help as many people as possible. Yeah. So for me, it took me years to build that regimen and that routine and that, I don't want to say discipline, but that habit. Where do you start in your regimen?
I start with whatever makes me feel good.
Okay. So it's different day to day.
Absolutely. It's not something that I do, like jiu-jitsu, that may not work for somebody else. Right now, yoga doesn't work for me right now, so I don't do yoga right now. I do other things that make me feel good. So wellness, you can look at it as what makes me feel good. Very simple.
And you just follow that and the universe will pull you in the right direction.
Exactly. It'll guide you, and it's really, instead of saying the universe is guiding you, it's really you're guiding yourself.
That's true.
What makes you feel good, because your mind, your body knows so much more than you think it does.
And I guess when I say the universe is guiding you, it does sound kind of spacey, but really is you're listening to the signals inside of your body. That's your intuition, which is ultimately all the source of creation. This is a deep conversation for ESPN on a Monday. Whoa! Jeez. Thanks, Sandy, for taking us to the other dimension. Namaste.
Namaste.
And if people want to go to Essence Discovery Center events, can you give out your contact information website?
Sure. Yep. It's all on essencediscovery.com, and or you can go to Instagram, which is Essence Discovery as well too. Our phone number is 619-839-9310. We're right on Sunset Cliffs Boulevard, right on the ocean. So it's a really, really fabulous place to come and experience wellness.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being here today, Sandy. I really appreciate it. I'm going to give you a little pump up before you go.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah, baby. Well, I'm Lynette Braun, your host, luxury and investment realtor with Coldwell Banker Rancho Santa Fe. Thank you so much for listening in. Make sure to tune in next Monday from 1 to 2 p.m. For my Women in Business panel. I'm talking to Amanda Brown with Passion Ruse Public Relations. Have a positive and productive Monday.